So get in no more trouble like we got in last week. All right, man. It is 7:30-ish. I guess 7:40. Appreciate y'all um, bearing with us while we jump on. But we are back. Another edition live in the man cave. Polk, your number one source for high school basketball in the state of Florida. Got the All-State PG, got the All-State coach. All-State PG is got a busload of young ladies, so he's in spirit, and he's always rocking with us. But what's going on with you in any event, fellas? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, man. Congratulations, PG, on another
Appreciate it.
weekend.
Yes, sir. Getting better.
Getting better, man. That's the goal. Getting better, getting better, getting better. All
One
right, well, I
point,
know.
1 point from a perfect score.
Yes, sir. And went on the road, y'all. PG took TBS 47 plus girls to Louisiana. He's on the bus back with him. Had a great experience and always represent the brand and the city and the county well. And so shout out to PG for all the work that happens behind the scenes that nobody hear about because that ain't what he owns. So I know PG probably ain't got nothing in the Tumas tape because he been with the girls. So, Coach, what about you? Do you got anything in your corner, sir?
Was it in the South? Was it in the BTA, Saucia City?
There was some. What's our definition of sausages? Is it still 20 or more?
Yeah, 20.
All right.
20
So
or
if it
more.
was 20 or more, then yeah, we had some sausage. We had some almost sausage. Um, Victory gave some sausage, multiple sausages. Santa Fe gave it. Um, if we're going from up to down, uh, Discoveries took it. Um, Arbondale, and I think that's it. Nobody else. Nobody else. No, that's not true. Winter Haven took it, and Ridge took it. So three of them took some sausage, and we took some, and we gave out two. So it was two and
That
three.
was gonna be a tough task for Discovery. I mean, they go on a road playing arguably in the top 10 teams in the state.
Yeah,
So that
it
was
was,
gonna be a challenge for them.
it was a tough draw. It was a
Better
tough
win.
draw. Yeah, it was definitely a tough draw, and I mean, there was a couple of our teams that had some tough first round matchups. Man, the schedule makers, and according to who you know, schedule makers didn't do us any favors with them regional quarterfinal matchups for most of them. So, but coach, you seem like you're fidgeting, so I'll be quiet. Let you
Hey,
jump on in there.
there you go. You said the schedule makers. Um, man, it ain't no people fault.
I,
I mean, it lined up the way it lined up, according to how your season went. So maybe we gotta adjust the way we schedule and be a little bit more strategic to set ourselves up in better position. Maybe we
so
need to win more.
so scheduling hurt us.
I mean, in some cases, yes. Strength of schedule hurt us in some cases, yes. You know what I'm saying? In other cases, I don't think they scheduled enough tough games in order to prepare them. Um, but neither here or there. I want to congratulate everybody that made it. It's an accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, it's a learning lesson for those that didn't move on, and good luck to the four that did made it. Hopefully, they represent us well going forward. But coach, I said something on my page today. How y'all feel about the mercy rule, and how is it any unwritten rules to that mercy rule?
What you mean by unwritten rule to the Mercer rule? Like,
Like you up 35, the clock is running.
yes, sir.
What should you or shouldn't you be doing at that point?
Oh, the team that's up.
Both of them, team that's up, team that's down,
I
whatever.
mean, if I'm down 35, I guess I'm still playing, right? But if I'm up 35, I'm assuming the team that's up 35 probably, been pressing, probably had some pressure happening.
Mm.
And so I don't know if by the time I get up 35, because they're not going to come back and win once you're up 35. So I think I don't know if I would still be pressing up 35. Um, and I don't know if I'd be playing my main guys up 35. I'll be playing my guys that probably, we always say you had some kids that was up 20, down 20 kids, right?
Hmm.
And so you had kids that only gonna get in the game if you up 20 or you down 20. And so in them cases, them up 20, down 20 kids would be getting most of the clock. And I don't know if I would be pressing any of that kind of stuff just to go ahead and get the game over. You at that point you've made your point. You're up 35. You've clearly made your point. So continuing to press and continue to have your main guys in there or girls if it's on the girl side. I don't know what point you're trying to make at that point. Um, so
Should a coach get fired for running the score up? We've seen that in some cases, not here in Florida, but in some cases out of state.
should a coach? I remember the legendary, God bless the dead, Bobby Bowden. One time he got asked in a post game interview. He ran the score up. I think he was playing Virginia Tech or somebody. He beat the hell out of him. I'm sorry, beat the family show. He beat him down, right? And so the reporter asked him about running the score, why you kept scoring, and he was like, "It ain't my job to stop me. It's their job to stop me." So, and I'm getting ready for the next game. I got um, my second guys in, my third guys in, and we still playing football. So it's not my job for me to stop myself. That's the game. So do I think somebody should get fired for running the score up? I don't think you should get fired, but I do think it's some ethics into that. Like I said, if I'm up 35 on you, what point am I making? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 35, 50, 100. At that point, that margin of victory really doesn't matter. So what point are you making? But I haven't said that. I don't think somebody should get fired for
Um,
running the score up. I don't know. I don't know about that.
well, it kind of bothered me. I witnessed a game this weekend, and the team was up. Clock was running. They were still pressing. But what bothered me the most was um was that going into the end of the third quarter, the coach called timeout to stop the clock in order to drop a play to score.
Now
When
see that
when you
that
already up,
yeah
like 40
yeah
plus.
that's
You know what I'm saying? And I just thought
that then we question. I don't, you throw the word class around. How classy is that? But then once again, it's my job to score. It's my job to run stuff. Your job to stop me. That's the way games go. I mean, to Frankie's point in the chat, Frank is talking about victory. Rick to bust 100 on the people, and people only had 25. That scored 102 to 25. So, what do you say to that, Coach? I mean,
I didn't see the game, so I don't know the context
yeah,
of it. I
yeah, really,
know when we play, even when I have my boys, once we get the running clock, we're not pressing anymore. And then according to how the game is going, I might stop them from transition getting into the break. I might make them like, hey, bring it out and run something. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been I don't had the stick more than the stick been on me. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that did put the stick on me, I remember that and it made sure that, I got my lid back. But my thing is I think, I believe in karma, coach. I believe when it comes back on you, coach, it's gonna be bad.
That's the other thing, coach. You ain't gonna always be up. I don't care
Yeah.
how good you is. It's you
And
gonna
then I believe in getting them other kids in, you know what I'm saying? Allow them to play. You know
up
what
20
I'm
down 20 kids, man, that come to practice every day,
saying?
that's running drills, just you want to reward them because in a tight game,
Yeah.
they're not gonna play. So if you get a chance to get them some minutes, man, you got to get
Yeah.
those kids some minutes
'Cause
too, in my
'cause
opinion.
even in this game, his top shooter was still in the game to the end of the fourth quarter, just still firing away. I don't know what record or goal he was trying to accomplish, but he was trying to get it. So it's I just wonder, what how people felt about it. It's a fine line. My thing is I just want to show respect to the game itself. The game itself deserves respect. I understand the killer instinct and the killer mentality, and I think you can do that and respect the game at the same time.
Right. And I just and to victory point, victory been playing double digit guys all year, so they might have their second guys in, but they second guys is not bad either, right? And they still trying to score, they're not trying to hold the ball. So,
And
um,
I've witnessed victory beating a team, by running the clock. You know what I'm saying? Coach Fitz didn't press when he had to run the clock or anything. It's just they so efficient offensively. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed like everything was just going in. And I totally understand that. It's not like he was just continuing to press or do something that was disrespectful. It's just his guys can shoot the ball. His guys run good stuff and get good shots. So
right. So, yeah, I think it's. I mean, I think it's a fine line, Coach Brooks. I see. You know, I mean, some people just like, look, man, they don't believe in karma. Hey, I got you. I got my foot on your neck. I got a chance to beat you down. I'm gonna beat you down, and I worry about the rest of that later on. So, to me, once you get to a certain point, I mean, what point are we trying to prove? Like, what I beat you by 35 or 55, it really don't matter. So for me, I think the unwritten rule is once you get up to that point, if your goal is to get up to the clock to run to get the game over with, all right, you got the clock 35. The game over. They're not going to come back from 35 in most cases. And if they start to make a run, then you put your guys in and you do what you did to get up 35 in the first place. So the probability that it's going to happen is slim and none. So I just think that's a bit much when you still got your main guys in and you
mhm.
calling timeout. Now you're showing people up, and
Now you look.
that's how stuff happened. That's outside of basketball, you know. Um, and Mr. Riley, shout out to Mr. Riley. Um, answer your question as far as the shot clock. Both Shane told me to agree with Bobby. Both teams have to agree to the shot clock this year, from my understanding, and for
Next
the
year
shot clock to be
mandatory.
used next year is mandatory. You don't get a choice, but both teams did not agree for the shot clock. That's why the shot clock wasn't used in the Watson game. Um, so let's recap. We had seven games yesterday. I think seven, and we'll just go from rural up to 7A. First off, we had Fort Meade, who traveled to Williston. Another tough draw for our team. Fort Meade, best record, best season in a long time. One
Mhm.
loss, and had to go and play a two-time defending state champ in the first time out. And unfortunately, the Polk County basketball Juju did not travel to Williston, and they lost 68-59. So, um, great season by Fort Meade. Very proud of Coach Wilson and his staff and the kids, but definitely was disappointing to see that they were not able to pull it out. Coach, any thoughts on the Fort Meade Williston matchup.
No, I think Fort Meade maximized their season. They had a great season. There's nothing to hang their hat on. I think you was either gonna play Williston or you was gonna play Wildwood. So regardless, it was gonna be a tough,
Uh,
playoff.
you get
For
you get the state champ, both the state recent state champs in your region. That's a tough draw. And they had a senior dominated team. If they had the Swain kid is 2028, but all the rest of the guys, main guys, was all 26 guys. So congrats to them on going out with a bang. Very successful season, and we wish all of them, Amari Russell, Makai Berry, and Caden Clark. I know I'm missing one. Just one more senior. I'll think about it in a minute. We wish all them, success, future endeavors. I know a couple of two-sport guys. I know Barrett is a two-sport guy. I know Russ is a two-sport guy. So I wish them the best as they move on to their next endeavors. So we done in the rules. So then we go to 1A, and as expected, victory 102-25 over Universal Academy. Had like 8 guys in the scoring column, like 5 or 6 guys in double figures. So victory moves on. Any surprise there? No surprises there.
They need to start looking for hotels in Jacksonville.
The other 1A game was a little bit of a, we lost another one. The rematch, All Saints went over to Sarasota, played Sarasota Christian. That was a rematch from a game played during Christmas holidays where All Saints beat Sarasota Christian in the championship of the, I think it was like the Chick-fil-A Classic or something. They won their championship. And in the rematch, Sarasota got the best of All Saints. I think the score was 66-47. So it wasn't quite sausage. It was close. It was knocking. So All Saints, great season by Coach Corey Cyber first year, man. He got a young team. I know he got both the Asher Cook and Jacob Cook. Both those guys are back next year. So future is bright for All Saints. I think they surprised a lot of people. Probably didn't surprise themselves. So, but unfortunately they did not. They did not win, so their season is done as well. So then we move on to 2A, and 2A game was played on Thursday. So if you all didn't see Santa Fe play Saturday yesterday, it's because they played on Thursday due to some religious things with the team they had to play. They couldn't play, they couldn't travel over the weekend, so they had to move the game to Thursday. But Santa Fe had no problems. They kind of started slow. The first quarter kind of started slow, and then they kind of picked it up the second quarter and start, their pressure and kind of just pulled away. End up winning 69-30. So Santa Fe moves on. The other 2A game, Lakeland Christian went down to Jupiter Christian. The game was tied at halftime, and unfortunately, the second half was not kind to Lakeland Christian, not kind to Polk County, and Lakeland Christian ended up falling to Jupiter Christian. The score was 68-59. So Lakeland Christian is done. Great season, but they are done. And moving on to 3A, PG kind of led in already and said that Discovery had to go over rematch from last year, from last year's regional semifinal game. It was a quarterfinal game, and I watched the first quarter, and then I kind of switched to the Bartow Lakeland game. They were battling, but that home court and just Villagers just keep coming at you. They just keep coming at you, and Discovery, they fought, they battled, but in the end, it wasn't enough. They lost 76-53, so they are done. Great season by Coach Weeds, getting back to the playoffs after losing so much from last year from his personnel wise. We have a team in 4A. 5A, Arbondale was at home. And before we just real shout out, man, just not shout out, but real quick, man. Once again, just kind of reiterating, you guys, you people that pray, you people that are that subscribe to that type of thing. Not trying to push no religion on nobody, but Coach Robinson goes to goes has his surgery. He coached last night, coached his guys to victory against Daytona Beach Sea Breeze. But he goes, he has surgery tomorrow morning. So man, y'all early in the morning. So if you're saying prayers, man, add Coach E to your prayer list, man. So hopefully have a safe and successful surgery and complete total recovery as he comes back from. He's gonna come back bigger and better than ever. City of Arvindale needs you, Coach E. Them kids need you, your family needs you, and we need you. So Polk County needs you. So praying for Coach E, man. So, but shout out to Arvindale. Arvindale was able to win. So Arvindale will move on. They were our only team in 5A. 6A, we had the third meeting between Bartow and Lakeland. The game was at Bartow, and it was a very good game, very low scoring defensive game, not like the second game or the first game. And Bartow was able to hold on and win 44-42. So Bartow advances on to the next round. And lastly, in 7A, 7A was not kind to us. They moved Ridge's game up to 3 o'clock. I'm not sure why, but they moved Ridge's game up to 3 o'clock. And Ridge, it didn't go well for them against Tampa Plant. Ridge lost 61-39. And Winter Haven went over to Sarasota. Winter Haven was actually they were down 4 at the half. They were down 4 at the half. And second half, the wheels kind of came off and they ended up losing 88-59. So they're out. And so after the regional quarterfinals, we went from 11 teams to 4 teams. So who's left is Arbondale, Bartow, Santa Fe, and Victory in alphabetical order. So, Coach, thoughts on the regional quarterfinals action from yesterday, sir?
I'm not surprised. I think the teams that won, we were expecting them to advance on. Like I said, Victory and Santa Fe got the best chances to making the Final Four again, and I don't see nothing changing that. Bartow got to go to Edgewater, and I think that's going to be a really tough game for them. I need them to play better offensively.
Let's talk about it in a second. So we're gonna
Yeah,
segment it. So yeah,
for sure.
just from a quarterfinal perspective.
But like I said, the teams that won, I was expecting to win. The other teams, I think, they had great seasons. I think that was where they were supposed to end their season at. You know what I'm saying? I'm
So,
pretty sure they had, other plans. I'm pretty sure they game plan well. They practiced well. It just didn't go the way that they wanted to, but I think they that was their peak of their season. So
so some cases getting to the playoffs
mhm,
should be considered a success.
yes,
And
definitely.
so in the 7
Let's
teams,
think about it, Coach. Winter Haven, I think, won 2 or 3 games last year to get to the playoffs. That's a win for them. All Saints, new coach. Don't know the last time they went to the playoffs. I think that's a win for them. You know what I'm saying? Ridge, Coach Skip's back over there at Ridge. He is obviously changing the culture back to when he was over there the first time, and I think that's a win for them. You know what I'm saying? Discovery, just in a gauntlet of a region. And there's nowhere you can hide in that region at all. You know what I'm saying? Like if he didn't play um the villages, he was gonna end up playing Windermere Prep. So, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it's just the luck of the draw in the region that he's in.
what is your locker room speech after the game for those 17s that are not moving on?
My thing is like, hey, we right there. You know what I'm saying? We got more work to do. You know what I'm saying? All those things that we talked about and try to prepare you for during the season. You know what I'm saying? We came up short with. Now I want to see what your work ethic is going to look like in the off season. You know what I'm saying? How soon are we going to be back in the gym, getting our skill work up, challenging each other? You know what I'm saying? What travel ball teams are you playing for? So I can go and support you with that. You know what I'm saying? But let's let's not dwell on the end of that season. Let's celebrate the season that we did have, but let's not be satisfied. Let's build on it from here.
Building blocks, like Frat say.
Yes, definitely.
Coach, I saw something, and you're on both sides. You're a coach, but you're also an official. I don't know if you saw it over the weekend. It's going viral where this kid like kind of walked up on this official, and then the official kind of like fell on the ground, like playing around, like he laid on the ground or whatever. I don't know why he did that or whatever,
Yeah.
but I guess that upset the kid even more to the point where the kid went at the official and like was swinging, like throwing punches. Like he didn't hit him, but he was trying, and they had to hold the kid like. And it seems like violence with both the players, some cases parents, fans, not coaches as much as so, but it seems maybe it's always been happening, and with social media now we see it more. But what is what is what is what is what is this new fad of physically going at officials? Like, when did that happen? And I mean, how did we get here? In your opinion? Because it's not the first time I've seen something like that. I know it ain't the first time you've seen something like that. And it's like it's happening more and more now. I guess we're seeing it more and more now. Let me say it that way.
I think they're mimicking the behavior that they see. You know what I'm saying? Because adults are so bad at being on officials that they think it's okay in order to, question or challenge or confront officials. You know what I'm saying? Like me, when I was coaching, my thing is we can't control what officials do, right? But we can control what we do. So my thing was, and my message was to my team was kind of eliminate the officials, what I'm saying, from the game itself. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out and play defense, no hands, no body. If they're not calling it, let's just adjust to, how they're calling the game. We're going into the game not expecting any calls. You know what I'm saying? And if something needs to be challenged, it needs to come from the coach and the coach only. You know what I'm saying? But, that's just not the culture and society that we live in. You know what I'm saying? It has progressively gotten worse from the stands that has filtered on to the court for the kids. And it's unfortunate that we see these incidents, more and more. But it's progressively getting worse. It's gonna be a time where like every tournament, bro, that's gonna demand and police officers because we cannot control, our emotions and we look in the blame. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're human, they make mistakes. You're not gonna get every call right. Just like a kid not gonna make every shot, coach gonna mess up too. You know what I'm saying? But we can't look for them to be the bailout. And then definitely we can't condone violence against, anybody. Officials, players, coaches, nobody.
Coach, and then shout out to Coach Downer. Appreciate you in the chat. That's a good point too. Coach, it's happening in school.
Facts. You
We
know
think
what
it's okay now to attack teachers. It's already hard enough to teach. Now I got to worry about if you gonna fight me. like, and France said it's been happening forever, but it just seemed. I guess, like you said, we see it now, but
It's
I don't know. If
bad.
I ain't never know we was fighting teachers and fighting. I mean, we fighting. What point are we trying? What are we trying to do by fighting? What done happened to get to this point that we feel like that's the only way we? Because this is what I used to tell when I used to do the whole little admin thing back. Back. Okay, especially when I was at Alcatraz Middle. Okay, you don't like him. I used to do it with girls more because girls, a lot more than boys. You don't like her. She don't like you. Y'all in playing third period, bell, trash change, y'all gonna fight. Okay. Y'all gonna fight each other. It ain't like once y'all done fight, y'all gonna like each other. So if I ain't like you before I fought you, I ain't gonna like you after I fought you. So what did that solve? All you did is got 10 days to the hospital. I'm giving you 10. Like
Yeah.
off the rip, whether you started or not. So what is it that we're trying to solve by going at a official, by going at a coach, by going at a teacher? Like, and you just saying this learned behavior. Yeah, you
Yeah,
already know, Jim. It's hey man, and then that it is what it is. You already know. I don't
but
care
my
who
thing is,
started.
coach,
Everybody going home. I'm
you
sorry.
are
Go ahead.
going to jail going after official, coach. You going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So what are we really teaching the kids with that? If you go after a teacher, you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna kick you out of school. Coach, we got people getting upset in schools now because we broke up the fight. What you want us to do? Just sit there and just let them kill each other? Like,
Let them fight, coach.
what we supposed to do?
It's like yesterday. I don't know, and I'm sure you saw it by now. St. John's Providence game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to you know everybody. You don't get dunked on. You defend your goal. Everybody teach that, right? Whether you admit to it or not. But I don't know. I guess I'm just saying, coach, because now we're in these playoffs. Now that the stakes are higher, now that the intensity is higher, we got to look at the possibility, which we hope it don't happen. But are we doing enough at these games? But I don't know how can you feel like that that's going to happen. But are we being proactive enough at these games? Because next Saturday are regional semi games, right? We
Hmm.
got two games that'll be home. Two teams will be home, and two teams will be on the road. So, what are we doing, or are we doing enough? Is it just the stuff is unavoidable? Y'all got a home game, right? I don't know how many other girl teams got home games, but that's at least three teams got home games Saturday. What are we doing, or what should we do? You as a coach, you as an official, you as an administrator. What do we do for safety at these games so that the kids can just go hoop and play and that be it?
I know in Georgia, one thing that I like that they do is that nobody's allowed to sit on the first row. You know what I'm saying? So can't nobody sit on the first row on either side, coach. They have to move up at least to the second row or higher. So that at least, get people from right on top of you. You know what I'm saying? Also in Georgia, when the officials do their meeting, it has to be a deputy there, or a deputy or officer there. You know what I'm saying? And
At half court.
at half court,
Okay.
at half court, and that's something that I think we should look at. You know what I'm saying? But I know they talk about cost of deputies and whatever, but in the end, bro, it's really all about player safety, coaches safety, and the fan safety, official safety. You know what I'm saying? But I think one big thing, coach, is that those kids are always looking at us, coach. And we got to realize that when we are acting the way that we act. If you act um accordingly. You act like you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Even when you disagree, it's a way to do it where you're not doing it in a way that you're teaching your kids that that's behavior is okay. You know what I'm saying? And your kids gonna take on your personality. They're gonna match, some of the energy and characteristics that you show. So my thing is, when I had my boys, I wanted to show them, how to be men, how to handle disagreements. You know what I'm saying? We had to have those conversations about even how handle yourself with police. You know what I'm saying? We had to have those conversations. You know what I'm saying? Because, most of my kids were minorities, and we had those conversations. And now that I'm, you know, are leading young female athletes, I still have to act accordingly. I have to show them, you know, how to be respectable, but yet still get your point across. You know what I'm saying? I have to show them how men should act in public. You know what I'm saying? They are looking at me, and I got to make sure that I'm not a bad example for
They say it's an old saying. They don't hear what you say, but they sure watch what you do.
them.
That's just was on the dome as we about to talk about the semifinal games now. That's become a very prevalent issue. Yeah, Sean. I mean, I couldn't really get to it while we was on the show, but it was bad, man. I mean, I don't know what happens to the kid. I don't know if that team won the game or not. I don't know, but he didn't hit him. So, but he did. He sure was trying. So he was trying, coach.
Yeah, he
So,
definitely was
so
fine.
anyway, yeah, it wasn't no play. He was trying to get him. The dude bobbing and weaving. Though the referee was nice with it. So all right, coach. So we got one game in 1A, starting with Victory will be home Saturday night in the regional semifinals. They will be hosting the 4 seed, which is Sarasota Christian. Sarasota Christian once again beat All Saint 66-47. Um, what does Victory have to do to advance?
Man, coach, some people wasting gas. What we talking about? Coach, Victory 35 points better than everybody in that region.
You
What we
said
talking
Victory
about?
just got to show up, coach.
That's it, coach. That's it. They're gonna beat the people
Oh
themselves.
man, they don't have a chance, coach. They
No,
don't have
man.
a
They better hope they
chance.
having car trouble or something and just say they can't make it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So Victory, we don't see any any any
hey, coach, I'm taking the over on prize picks. I swear.
oh man. So um let's look at, okay, so Victory without a doubt. So let's 2A, we have one game. The rematch that we thought we would get, we didn't get.
No,
So would have been great for the city, for the county, but it was not meant to be. So we have Santa Fe, which is the 1 seed. They will be hosting in the region semifinal. They will be hosting the 4 seed, which is Jupiter Christian. So same question: what does Santa Fe have to do or need to do in order to advance?
so they just gotta play their game. They're at home, play with confidence, play great defense. Make sure that they read out of it. You know what I'm saying? And just stay within their game offensively. Don't try to do nothing that you haven't been doing all year. And they well coached. They're gonna be disciplined on both ends. I like them by double digits.
I finally got a chance to watch it. Shout out to NFHS in the stream working, so I got to watch the game. Um, they started slow that first quarter. It was kind of slow. They were kind of, I don't know. The people sat in the zone, so they just sat in the zone. They didn't try to come out. They didn't try to pressure anything. So second quarter, Santa Fe started to pressure. They started, pick up full and trap a little bit, and that's when things just kind of the wheels came off real quick for the other team. I was very impressed. I was impressed with how well they play defense. We know that Santa Fe is known for being efficient on offense and scoring and and running good stuff, but they were very good on defense. Like when I'm saying good on defense, I'm saying like positioning, like rotation, like trapping, not overextending, not running three guys to a trap, not reaching. They were just real solid. And those people struggle with that. So I don't necessarily worry about Santa Fe's on offense. I do want Shannon MacArthur Jr. and I can speak. I coached his brother, and we family. He had 20, coach, but he should have had 30. He could legitimately get 20 a night for them if he's intentional. Let me say
Yeah.
it that way. He's intentional, and I think he's gonna need to get 20 for them to go as far as they want to go. So
I agree that he needs to be more intentional, more efficient in that case. Offensively, I can understand where you're coming from, but I need him to have just as much of an impact defensively in controlling the boards. It's no way that he shouldn't be a double double guy. You know what I'm saying? He has to be a double double guy for them. You know what I'm saying? But I think Coach Blicker does a great job in coaching defense. He's really harder on them when they're on the defensive end than he is when they're on the offensive end, and that's because he knows um, they're not the biggest team. They wasn't the biggest team last year, but they know they got to be above average defensively, and they got to rebound. And I think that's where Shannon really got to make his presence known, and that's on the defensive end.
and if you talk to Coach Blicker, even like we talked to him and Toby after the post game at the Mosaic, they don't really care about and want to talk about what they did last year, right? Last year's team is last year, so this is not last year's team, right?
No.
And I do think in order for them to maximize this team, they got to do what they do better. This team plays defense, in my opinion, better
Hmm.
than the team did last year. And I think that, like I said, the offense will come. You don't worry about them. I don't worry about them scoring. It's the fact that they're stopping people and the level they're doing it. I think they're playing well defensively at the right time. And Coach Blicker, I mean, sometimes we throw the word rivalry around, I guess, and it's subjective. Um, so I guess from your example, it's a rivalry. Both teams have to win for it to be a rivalry, right? So I guess a recent memory to your point, Kathleen and Lakeland football. It's and proud Kathleen alumni, but the rivalry part of football. It's been a minute since you consider a rivalry because we're not competitive with them people, and that hurts, But it's the reality of it. So yeah, I guess depending on who's defining rivalry, but in any event, they didn't do what they needed to do. You all did. Santa Fe did what they needed to do, and so what do you think about Jupiter Christian, Coach? Do we know? Will Jupiter Christian be able to pinch the people, or
I see them making it challenging for them, especially at first. They're gonna come out punching, and they're gonna give Coach Mike and that team, their best punch early. But I know Santa Fe is gonna stay the course. You know what I'm saying? It's a marathon. It's not, what I'm saying, it's not a sprint, and they're just gonna just keep welling on the people and eventually wear them down. You know what I'm saying? Them body punches that Santa Fe gonna keep throwing. Once they get in the fourth quarter, they're gonna roll over.
gotcha. Okay? All right, so we are predicting that Santa. Right now, we're predicting Victory moves on. We're predicting that Santa Fe moves on.
Hmm.
All right, so now we move to 5A, and so 5A we have to travel. Armandale, once again, y'all just jumping in, man. Y'all pray for Coach E, man. We praying for Coach E to yeah, he goes in tomorrow, and so the kids will be playing for Coach E. Um, but his team has to go on the road Saturday to the 1 seed, which is Lecanto. So same question. What does Arbondale have to do to advance?
First of all, coach, they gotta believe that they can go in there and beat them people. You know what I'm saying? They done been up there a couple times, I think. I know they went there last year. I want to say they've been up there recently in the last 2 or 3 years and wasn't able to get a win. So first of all, they gotta believe that they can go up there and win. Do I think they have the team to do it? Yes, I do. Um, I'm really hoping Coach E's situation motivates them. But there's a possibility that it could throw them off too. So, am I rooting for Armadale? Yes. Do I think they can go up there and win? Yes. But I'm questioning the unknown variables with Coach E not being on the sideline, and also with them traveling because they haven't won up there. It puts a question mark on it. But I think with Lindsey, with Gunner, with the PG and their depth. I think if they go up there and they pick it up defensively, really press some people, I think they can come out with a win.
And this is the thing. So, like you said, Lecanto has not been nice to Arbondale in recent uh, years. But I think this is Arbondale's best team. I think this team has the best chance to get out the region that he's had. And like you said, you hate that Coach E is having to go and he's not going to be there, and that's a because how do you do that, Coach? Your coach been there with you. He done been with you all summer. He done been Coach E always there, like he's always around, and now he won't be there. So like you say, I hope and I'm confident that Coach Brian will be on the sideline, and the other coaches that rally the kids together, and they'll play for Coach E, because sometimes, Coach, that kind of motivation, I don't know if that's the right word, energy. Now you're playing for something that's bigger than you.
Hmm.
If they can channel that, Coach, I because what we talked about last week, you got to have multiple people that can get you some points in the playoffs. And that's
They
why I'm saying about Shannon. That's why I'm saying about Shannon, because Toby can get you 17 to 20. Shannon got to be the other 20 guy for Santa Fe, which he definitely can be. He just got to do it. Just got to be intentional and do it. Arbondale got 220 guys. They got Jaden that can get you 20. They got Gunner that can get you 20. And two things that Arbondale is doing this year that they have not done as well in the past, in my opinion, they're playing better defense. They actually guard people very well on defense, and they got more depth. They got more depth as well. Um, what's up, Mark? Mark jumped in. Santa Fe, he say, Coach Blicker, we backing up. So they long and play hard, gonna be competitive. And Mark Borders, Messiah Dad say there'll be a tough match. They got two bigs, that's pretty good. So that's gonna be a good match. That's gonna be a good. They got a 6'6" sophomore that's good. What's name got a 6'5" junior that's gonna have to be good for him. Shannon gonna have to meet the challenge, which we're confident that he will. But that's gonna be that's gonna be a good one, Mark. But we feel like Santa Fe will be. It's gonna be tough to beat at home, and with the general driving the bus. Um, Lecanto is the 1 seed, Coach. On the other side, you got the 3 seed playing the 7 seed. Pine Ridge was the 7 seed. They beat the 2 seed, which was Ocala Vanguard. And the 3 seed is New Smyrna Beach. So conceivably, if Pine Ridge beats New Smyrna Beach, Arbondale gonna have a home game for the regional finals.
Man, Armadale
They had a
focus on
great
the show.
coach.
Just
They got to focus on Lecanto. I know it's a house of horrors
focus.
with Lecanto, but Coach, I really like Lecanto. I think in years past, kind of. I mean, it's tough to win up there. It's been tough for Arvindale to win up there. But I don't think I think they can go in there and knock the people off because they can go in there and guard. They can go in there and you know when you're on the road, coach, the great equalizer, you know this because it's what you do. Is you go in there and guard people,
Hmm.
that even stuff out. The shot's gonna come. The ball, all that's gonna happen. But you can go in there and guard people and get some stops, coach. That thing starts to that home court starts to level out. You know, we talk about I've been talking to my kids at school about balancing unbalanced forces. You know, that seesaw,
Yeah.
that thing started to balance out, and I really like Arbondale's chances. Like you say, but that thing about Coach E, I'm just praying that they use that as motivation. But it is unknown because he's it's going to be a huge missing piece. He's Coach Robinson is Arbondale. I don't know last time you saw been 25 years since somebody coached Arbondale besides him. So coach, I mean that he is the staple. He is the person. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be interesting to see how they respond without that. We're praying that they respond positively because they definitely have the squad to go in there and do it. They just got to lock in and practice. They got a whole week, to practice and get ready for it. You got 5 days, which um, is that a good thing or bad thing? 5 days, coach.
I think it's a good thing for them.
For them,
Um,
it's a good thing. Okay.
yeah, definitely, because whoever is standing up and going to take the lead for them, it's their opportunity, to put their fingerprints on whatever this game plan is going to be. You know what I'm saying, and kind of figure out how they fit in with this. You know what I'm saying? It's like Coach E is Coach E. You can't replace him. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to replace him. You know what I'm saying? What I do is just try to do the best I can in order to put those kids in the best position possible. You know what I'm saying? So, hats off to whoever that may be standing up for Arbondale. You got a grand opportunity to do something special over there. So,
And
good
they
luck.
so and they senior dominated coach, so that's good. They got experience between Gunner and Lindsay and Ramirez. Those guys have been in the program. It's their fourth year round, so that has to help as well. They're not going there with some young guys.
Facts. If y'all need help, y'all can hit my line. I'm willing to do whatever to help you guys out. So,
All right, and then our last regional semifinal game in 6A, Bartow, who survived, and they survived,
mhm.
contrary to a lot of popular opinion. They survived. A lot of people thought that it was going to be, and we talked about it last week. Once again, folks, don't think we know what we're talking about. You don't want to hear it if it's not saying what you hear, then it's tough to hear it. But it's tough to beat somebody 3 times, right? And it took all they had to get past Lakeland, but they survived. In the playoffs, you survive and you move on. It don't matter how you do it. You just long your goal is to score at least one more point than the other team. Whether it's beautiful and pretty, whether it's ugly and raggedy, a win is a win. So Bartow moved on, and so same question: what does Bartow have to do to go into Edgewater in Orlando on Saturday night and come out with a win?
Coach, they're gonna have to defend at an elite level. But my main concern is that they're gonna have to score. They haven't been scoring in the past 8 games. The only real game where they had a breakout scoring game was against Lakeland in the district championship. The rest of them, coach, they've been struggling to score. I don't. That's a concern. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have to be able to go over there. I think they got to score at least 65 points in order to beat them people. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be an all-out war, though. I'm pretty sure McGriff's gonna have a great game plan. They're gonna have the confidence being at home. Referee is gonna be not from that region, which is a good thing. But again, they're gonna have to go in there and defend at a high level. I think link is a key. Them rebounding is a key. Um, but you know, Bartow got a great opportunity. Whoever win this game is going to the Final Four. Whoever win this game is going to beat Evans.
You don't like Evans at all.
No,
Well, this is the thing, Coach. Do you think because if you watched the Bartow game last night, I think Lakeland gave up like 1-3, and it was a transition to Jay to Crosley, but they didn't let him get off. It was clear that the game plan was to not let him get off, and have people kind of, I don't say caught up or figured Bartow out with the lack of scoring that people take away Crosley and it's a struggle for everybody else. I don't know. But I know it was a struggle last night. And I know it was clear if you was watching the game that the goal was the game plan on defense was to not let him catch and shoot, not let him get off. And so if I'm Edgewater, I mean, I'm watching the same thing, right? I mean, why wouldn't I? Like, I'm at least looking at what they did. I'm looking at what Windermere Prep did. I'm looking at what uh, Victory did. And so, like you said, they got to score, but how does that happen? How do they create offense? I guess that's the question. They got to score 65. How does that happen?
I think that happened defensively, coach. They got to score out of making them turn the ball over. Because that's why I said they got to be great defensively. They got to get out to people defensively. They got to make them uncomfortable with what they do every day. And what they got to do is get deflections, create turnovers, create steals, limit them to one shot, and get out in transition and try to score in transition as much as possible. I think if it comes down to being a a half court type of game, I just don't think it favors them. Um, that's just my personal opinion, but who knows how that game goes. But I'm pretty sure they're not going to take any chances with Jay. You can't leave that kid open. He's one of the best shooters that we've seen in this county ever. You know what I'm saying? And if he catching and shooting and he's hitting, he can kill you. So I'm pretty sure they'll have a game plan for him. You know what I'm saying? That's why those other kids are so important if they do that. Rattery has to be aggressive, get to the free throw line, and being able to score. Link has to be consistently um, being aggressive and scoring. And like those other kids have to contribute also. It doesn't have to be double digits, but if you have 4 or 5 people with 6 to 8 points, you know what I'm saying, it could build confidence. I think it's got to be a total team effort from the offensive end to the defensive end to getting scores out of baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds, just being efficient everywhere. But it starts on the defensive end, coach.
Link was really good against Lakeland, especially in the second half last night. He was really good. Um, and he was probably the difference. Lakeland really didn't have an answer for him. Um, Edgewater has size, right?
Yeah, they have a little bit of
Edge, Edgewater likes to play fast as well, right? Because Bartow
time.
wants to play fast, and Lakeland slowed them down and made it, like you said, they made it half court, and they gave themselves, it was a great game plan by Lakeland.
Yeah,
They
you
slow,
gave
it took,
themselves a chance to win.
say again,
They gave themselves a chance to
they
win.
gave them a chance to win. So if you're Edgewater, do you take a page out of Lakeland's book, or which kind of take goes away from Bartow's strength, or do you keep doing what you're doing if your strength is also Bartow's strength?
I'm gonna play my game. If you're gonna beat me, you're gonna beat me playing my game. But I'm gonna make an adjustment. When we get um, on the defensive end, is that we recognize where Jay is on the court. We probably end up denying him. Most of the game. I don't want him catching and shooting. And when he does catch, we're gonna, make him put the ball on the floor. Um, so it, or even make him give it up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even send the double team to make him give it up. Just make somebody else to beat you. But I think Edgewater has the confidence in the players. Um, they think they skilled enough where they don't have to do that. They think they're skilled enough, especially at the guard position, in order to match up with Barto. Like I said, Barto got to be exceptional defensively. They got to get as many easy points as they can off their defense, and I think they got to get up early. They don't want to play from behind over there at Edgewater.
And shout out to PC Gridiron. So uh, this and we just talked about Arbondale has a lot of experience. Victory has a lot of experience. Santa Fe got experience, to an extent. They got some guys that kind of played last year. Some guys got experience. Bartow doesn't really have playoff experience besides Jay. How big is that a thing? I guess at this point you got playoff. You done played now at this point right now. You can throw that out the window. So that's
Yeah,
not a variable for us to be concerned about.
yeah. You don't play, and most of those kids played in that game last year, so they know what that atmosphere is like. And McGriff played a schedule that mimics what a playoff atmosphere is going to be like. They've had tough road games, so it's not like you should be intimidated by a road atmosphere. Actually, you should play more loose because you're not at home and have the distractions that you do at home. And then plus, I don't think nobody, giving them a chance to go over there and win outside of Polk. So use that as motivation to go over there and shock them people.
Is Edgewater, in your opinion, better than? And I'll just call out a couple teams. Do you feel like Edgewater is better than Victory, Providence, um, Windermere Prep, or the Villages?
They beat Victory earlier this year.
Edgewater beat Victory
Yes, I believe so.
because, to your point, while you're looking it up, Bartow definitely has played tough people. So this won't be like their first big test. This won't be their first big rodeo. They've had a couple rodeos this year, so it won't be. They should not be intimidated by the environment. They should not be scared of what they're walking into because they've walked into it in
Okay,
other
so it
areas.
wasn't Victory, it was Santa Fe that I'm thinking about.
Okay.
So
So you think Edgewater better than any of those 14s that I called?
I wouldn't say better, but I think they just as good as Victory. But I don't think they're better than the other one.
So you think they're just as good as Victory, but they're
Yeah.
not better than Villages, Windermere Prep, or Providence?
I probably would take them over Windermere Prep too. But the other two, they will compete. I don't think they'll be afraid of them. Just talent wise, I think those other two teams will be slightly above them. But I think Edgewater is playing with a type of confidence coach that coach they can beat anybody. So
That's that's a good point. Um, that's a good point Coach Blicker just made. Coach Wilcox, I agree that Lake got to be like he was second half against Lakeland. He was the difference. He got to have that energy and that activeness that he played and that rage. I think it's a bucket people call it rage, and it's a lot of Orlando teams to be playing Saturday.
yes, but I don't. The Lake Highland Prep crowd is not going to lessen Edgewater crowd at all.
Oak
That's
Ridge, Evans. They Oak Ridge, Evans might take away, right? I mean,
Oak
it's a
Ridge
lot of it's a
Evans.
lot of Orlando teams that's playing, and that's the whole thing that we be talking about. Like, we got 14 still playing. Orlando area probably got double that, right? They probably still got 18 playing. I mean, they ain't looked at it. I may look at it when we get off, but
They do
it's
because OCP still in it. Um, they got a couple more that are still in it. So, but
it's a
it's
good
a lot of
point,
people that live over.
Cincinnati.
It's a lot of people live
Cincinnati.
over.
Did you know that Bartow's undefeated on the road That's a stat that I
This
wasn't
year,
aware of. That's
this year, Bartow is undefeated on the road.
he just put it in the chat. So
Coach, they
I'm
lost to Providence at Wally Keller. What are we talking about? That's
is
on the
that
road.
that's on the road. Or that's neutral. Maybe he talking about in somebody else's gym. Maybe I don't know, coach. That's what he. I just all I did was highlight what he just.
That's not a home game. It's a road game.
Okay.
I mean, uh, okay,
They lost the victory. They lost the
you
victory
know,
at home. They lost to Windermere Prep and Villages at home. They lost to Providence at the over at the thing. Who else they lost to? They lost 5 games, right? They lost somebody else.
Lake Highland Prep at home.
No, they lost Lake Highland Prep, the
Most of the games
Villages.
they lost were at home.
They lost. They played Lake Highland Prep and the Villages. They didn't play Windermere Prep. I said Windermere Prep earlier, so
They lost
Lake
one in
Highland.
Georgia. They lost one in Georgia too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
He counted the other games as neutral games, coach. He said you going somebody else's gym. So, well, by that logic, Mr. Rattery, they battle tested, and we know they battle tested, and so they definitely can go in there and beat Edgewater. Edgewater they're not like Rocket Balboa with the Russian. It's not to that level. But they, like you say, coach, they gotta score some points, and they gotta figure that out, and they gotta be able to turn Edgewater over. Do
right.
you think that Village? Do you think Edgewater's guards are pretty good, or you think they're susceptible for that?
I think they are. I think they are pretty good. I don't think it's gonna be easy to turn them over, but you have to. You know what I'm saying? So I think the team that wins the turnover battle is a team that got the best chance of winning this game. Coach, this is gonna be an all out war, coach. It's gonna go it could go either way. You know what I'm saying? My concern is that Bartow is not playing their best basketball at the end of the season. That's my only concern. The great thing is about that is for one, they got one of the greatest coaches ever. Two, they got a week to prepare, you know, and three, um, I think they can go on the road and play loose. It's no pressure for them. You know what I'm saying? Which is gonna make them very, very dangerous. I think they have to play that way. You know what I'm saying? So
And the
I really like
thing,
to go over there and get it done.
probably the point that
And
you
the
made,
winner of this game is going to the Final Four.
the best point you made, coach, for that team is they get a week because that means they can rest a little bit.
Hmm.
Playing 9 guys or dressing 9 guys, playing about 8, 9, whatever that rest, those days of rest is, I think, is great. If they had to play like on Tuesday, that might be a little tough to go over there. But having a whole week to go over there, I think. But like you say, Mr. Crosby, you got to get Jay going. But if it's me, if I'm Edgewater, just like Lakeland did the same thing, we're gonna take Crosley away, and because there's so much, we're gonna take him away, and then we're gonna kind of, shade to the other guys. I mean, because a lot of their stuff comes off of Jay. They go to Jay early, and then you get Rattery going to the basket. You get Lake kind of hanging around the rim. You get Sinfor opposite in the corner. He get lost in the corner, hit a couple threes. So all that stuff kind of runs together. So if you plug Crosley, then sometimes that chain goes a little slower. But
Yeah.
I do
Like I
I
said,
do like
if you make it a half court game, it makes that strategy very easy. That's why I think it has to be up and down. You know what I'm
has to
saying?
be
Getting
up
up
and
and down.
down.
'Cause they can easily lose him in transition where he can get good looks at the basket. And that's what I'm hoping for.
And when they beat the Villagers, to Miss Martell's point, they lost him and they lost Sinford. They kept losing guys because Villagers want to go up and down too, and that was right up Bartow's alley. So I think Edgewater going up and down, which I think they're going to want to do, really favors Bartow
Yes.
because those guys will be able to get shots between Rattery And I
Yeah,
think the key for that game is going to be the Matt Williams kid because he just gets sneaky buckets. He gets sneaky buckets, and they're going to need about 10 out of him. I think the other three guys, I think Ryder and Jay and Link will get theirs, but they're going to need one more guy to get them about 8 to 10.
Coach,
That
I don't think it got to be one. I think it's got to be a couple of them. You know, a
you think
couple of them get about six. You know what I'm saying? The eight, I think it makes up for that.
gotcha, gotcha,
You know what I'm
gotcha.
saying? And they have the rotation to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
I like. Of course, I like us regardless. So I like
yeah,
us to go 4-0. I like us to go into in Orlando. I like us to go into Lecanto, and I like us here in Lakeland. And we know they're gonna be ready, Miss Martell. We're not saying we know they're gonna be ready. We're not saying they're not gonna be ready. We have all the confidence in the world. But we got to be objective and talk about all parts of it. That's what we do. We're not gonna blow smoke up your nose and tell you it's sunshine. You gotta kind of go and keep it real with you. So y'all can say
so
them guys
I,
are always gonna make sure that they tell you what it is, not just what just what you want to hear.
yeah,
Um,
but when we talk like that, cause I guess people don't
They don't want
know.
to receive it, coach, but they come back and be like Frankie. I don't know if Frankie's still in the chat, but yeah, Corey, you said that it wasn't gonna be no blowout. I tell you, it wasn't gonna be no blowout. Um, but in any event, so Saturday, y'all, we got 4 teams still left. If they all win I'm sorry for me, when they all win on Saturday, then we all move on to the regional finals, which is the next Saturday, right? If they
Yeah,
win, so
yeah,
it's, every game is one game a week,
yeah.
and
Every
then
Saturday,
you win that game on Saturday, and then you go to the final four. But you got to get past this Saturday. You got to get past this Saturday. So
Coach.
uh,
I think if we have four win this Saturday, we'll have four in Jacksonville. This is gonna be the separation week. You know what I'm saying? So, I,
this will be it for both of
yes,
them.
I think so. I
And
think
I like us in both. I like Bartow because of their schedule all year long and them being ready for that. I like Arbondale playing for Coach E and just the way they guard. I love how Santa Fe's guarding on defense, and Victor is just they're just a whole juggernaut right now. So
cut the people water off.
so so Coach, before we jump off, tell us about the girls side before we jump off. Who's left and what I know y'all won. I know that Lakeland went and got a playoff win in Wekiva. Shout out to Lakeland. I didn't see about Lake Wells. I didn't
Lake
see
Plus
about Haines
lost.
City. Uh,
Haiti City won and Victory won.
so it's four on the girls side too.
Yes, sir.
All right. And so y'all are home. Is everybody else on the road?
Yes, everybody else is no. Haiti City is home too.
So two home, two away.
Yes, sir.
But y'all look like y'all didn't miss a beat. And how do we feel about Mr. Riley out of your ears and to the I feel like they're gonna play well too. I mean, at the end of the day, we gonna talk, but we pro over everybody. So regardless what we say, that's how we feel. Um, so coach, what is it on the girls side? How we looking on the girls side before we top off?
Um, I expect Haiti City to win. They have a team that they played earlier this year, which is Sumner. Um, Shout out to Lakeland, going over to Waikava, getting the win. So shout out to Coach Red and her staff and those girls, um, going over to Waikava as a six seed and getting the win. You know what I'm saying? I think Lakeland has a chance um, to win also. Um, Victory, Coach Griffin has done a great job. He lost some pieces, going into this year, and for him to make the regional semifinal, I think it's awesome. I think he should be a candidate for Coach of the Year over at Victory. I think he got a tough task this week. You know what I'm saying? Got a really, really tough task. I see the county going 3-1 on the girls' side, but no less than 2-2.
And Victory, the only team that got boys and girls still playing.
Yes.
Everybody else only got one or the other. So we got 8 teams still left, man. So we praying for 8-0, boys and girls combined. Girls play on Friday, right, Coach?
Yes, we play on
Girls
Friday
play
at
on
7 o'clock.
Friday, boys play on Saturday. All games, unless they change the time, like they changed that Ridge time, and we didn't even know nothing about it till after they had them played.
Yeah,
Both
the
games at
Lake
7.
Island prep game was at 1 o'clock. So I guess they can petition to the state as long as the teams agree they can play earlier.
Hopefully everybody plays 7 to give everybody a chance to go out and support, man. Y'all pull up to a game. Obviously can't do it all games, but pull up to a game and support the kids, man. We're trying to get as many teams to Duval County as possible. So anything, Coach, any final words before we jump off for tonight? Any words of advice to people as they get ready to go into the gym tomorrow and have a week of practice? Y'all got 4 days. The boys got 5 days before they line up again.
I mean, good luck to everyone. Do not take these opportunities for granted because they do not come around every day. Treat every practice and every game as your last. Do not think that there's going to be another opportunity. And what we usually take into these type of games is just us against the world mentality. Um, this is possibly our last game, so we want to make sure that you respect every opponent. Do not take anybody lightly. Make sure you do what you got to do in the school day that may prevent you from playing make great decisions. But I like Polk versus everybody this week. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and just take over Jacksonville. Since they want to take it out of Polk, let's just go take over Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? As a whole. You
I
know what I'm
love
saying?
us. I love us in all 8 games. And people say I'll be crazy, but I'll be crazy. I don't care. So I love us on the girls and the boys side, man. So appreciate y'all tapping in with us tonight, man. Congrats to Arbondale, Bartow, Victory, Santa Fe, Winter Haven, Haines City, Lakeland, and Victory on advancing to the next round, man. And also, man, y'all pray for Coach E, man. Pray for Coach E. He goes in tomorrow morning, man. Shout out to Coach E, man. Prayers up for you. Hope everything goes well. We know it's already will. God has already done it. It's already stamped. And we can't wait to see you back on the sideline, man, once you done with your full, complete recovery. All right. So, man, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be safe this week, man. Till next time, Polk Hoops, we out. Thank y'all.